What's up, everybody? This is Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com, and today we're going to be going over some beginner bassline fundamentals. What's up, everybody? This is Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Today we're going to be going over some bassline fundamentals, staying away from the 808s and just making a really sick bassline. First, I just want to mention that you guys got to go check out Bag Up. It's advertised as construction kits, but it's not construction kits. That's a misnomer. Construction kits are like 5 throwaway beats where they don't sound anything like the demo track once they get in the DAW. What I've done for you in this product is I'm giving you the sessions, I'm giving you the MIDI, I'm giving you the stems, I'm giving you a brand new drum kit with 808s, kicks, snares, everything that you need to get started in production. And the benefit of this versus a regular construction kit is you're getting the full session, and these are beats that I didn't make with the intent of selling them in a construction kit. These are beats that I made with the intent of placing them, so you're not getting a producer who's holding back trying to take his secrets and not pass them on to the people who he's designing this product for. What you're getting is music that's for me, that I tried my hardest to make the best possible sounds that I possibly could, and you guys can benefit from that. You're gonna get to see in the sessions, it's a fully mixed track, so you get to see my mastering chain, you get to see all my automations, you get to see how I pitch bend my drums, how I do my stutter edits, all of that stuff. So it's definitely stuff that you want to look into. If you check out SoundCloud/Craftmaster Productions, you'll be able to hear demo tracks of the tracks that are included, and I will leave that information in the description. Now, I was working on a track earlier, and as as I'm working and I hear things that I know I can help you guys out with, I'm just gonna go ahead and start cutting the video in the middle of it. So this is not a finished track, but this is what I had so far. Yeah, so I really like that bass line, and it's a lot different from the music that I typically put on the channel. There's a lot of trap, a lot of 808 stuff, so I figured, boom, why not? Let me show you guys the process behind this type of bass line. And basically, when it comes to bass lines, the way that I always go about it is I'll program my kick and my snare first. So right here I have the MIDI for my kicks. Now, the first thing that you got to understand into making a great bass line, if this escapes you, or maybe you just don't know this part of music, is that the bass is going to fundamentally follow the kick. Think of the kick as the attack for the bass. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have bass notes that hit where there aren't kicks, or that you can't have kicks where there aren't bass notes. But for general purposes, if you follow that formula and then improvise on top of it, you're gonna be able to make great bass lines. If you can make good kick patterns, then you can make great bass lines. So what I did is I have a patch here in Omnisphere. This is the clipped sine bass. This is one of my go-to bass patches when I want when I'm working with a track that has samples in it or whatnot, and I want to have just a big sub bass, but not like so plain like a Nexus or a straight sub patch will give you. And this is a new patch out of Omnisphere too, so all you nerds that have the crack version of Omnisphere 1 got to step up. So the way that I create this is It's the same thing as I do my 808s. I'll start and I will just hold Alt and drag down to my bass patch and listen to what I got. Let's just go ahead and solo these. All right, so first of all, I need to get into the root note of the track. So I'm just going to hold Control Shift and I'm going to drop down into F sharp. And then I'll shift and press down and get into the bass octaves. That's a little too low. Let me shift and press up into a higher octave. All right, boom. So once I have the placement of, let me bring the hi-hats into the party. Once I have the placement of the kicks and the notes down, now I'm just going to bring the drums in so I can get a feel. All right, cool. So the next thing that I do is I start, once I have the rhythm, and this is a tip you can use for making any melody. Once I have the rhythm, the second thing that I do is work on the note duration. Now, if you're watching this video and you're asking yourself, well, why don't you just play it? Seriously, dude, go fuck yourself. We're talking about writing music. We're not talking about playing music. So if that's the thought you're having right now, just pause the video and go watch one of my other videos that can help you out. Don't even write that comment. So when you don't know how to play and you still want to write something that sounds like you know how to play, this is how you do it. You go for your rhythm first, then you want to pick your note durations. These note durations right here, it's too choppy, it's too short. It doesn't sound groovy at all. So I'm gonna just let me lengthen this one, and let me lengthen this one a little bit. You see how it sounds better when it's when it is an eighth note, or when it is a quarter note as opposed to an eighth. Now you'll notice, if you're paying attention, you'll notice that I am not crossing over the snare with the bass line. You can do that, it's fine, but for my personal preference, I find that if I let the bass line breathe while the snare is hitting, it just moves a lot better. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this out. I know my snare is on the 3. I'm just gonna drag out all my notes into quarter notes and just kind of see what we get here. Let me get this guy. All right, so now I'm starting to hear that I want this bass to kind of walk. The first thing I want to get rid of is this thing right here. I'm just gonna have that kick double, and this is one of the deals where it's like, all right, you don't have to have a bass note hit every time you have a kick. You can just have this, and that's fine. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to start making this move. A real simple tactic in not only bass playing but bass programming, to know that when you get to the beginning of the next bar, something that always sounds good is just to take the note before the note before the next note that's going to hit on the downbeat of your next bar, and if you just drop it one tone in the scale, you're gonna get a nice movement. So let's listen to that. All right, so here, what I'm hearing is I'm hearing a dun 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 ba dun 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 do 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 do. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that. Let's just draw that in. Let's see. And remember to keep your scale quantized on, and you don't have to worry about things sounding out of key. so now I want to make this a little longer. And like I was saying before, with going into the next bar, if you just drop down the previous note to one note lower than your root note in the scale, you'll have a nicer turnaround. Boom, as simple as that. Now, something to think about. When I brought my sample in, and I'm listening to what I got going on bass wise. All right, so I got this guy here. Drop this guy down too. Now, when I have this same pattern playing, if you pay attention to the sample that I've got going, you hear how the second piece, the movement goes down, and when you play that with the bass included and you have the movement go up, it kind of works against the sample. You hear what I'm talking about? And that just bugged me. I did not like the way that sounded. So what I decided to do was, instead of having a walk up, that's what you call this, by the way, when you're dealing with, writing music and stuff, and you can think of it like stairs, you're walking up the stairs. I wanted to program a walk down. So I just took this and I used this note as my guideline, and I pressed shift down octave, shift down arrow. And then I took these guys and I just made it the next note in the scale. And then I made this one the next note in the scale. And then we wound up with this bass line for the second part. And that's all there is to it, to making a good bass line. To wrap it up, you want to make sure that the bass line is supporting the kicks. So just copy your kicks down. Then you want to work on your note duration. It always sounds good to stop at the snare, but if you want to, you can go over that. That's completely a stylistic decision. Don't just take whatever I'm saying right here is law. When you get to your fourth bar or your eighth bar, you're gonna want to create either a walk up or a walk down. And as long as you remember that, and you don't do any crazy movement before you get to your walk up and your walk down, you're gonna be able to get a really smooth, funky bass line that has a lot of continuity and can really carry the low end of your track. So again, this is Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions, Studio1Tutorials.com. Keep it simple, don't be basic. Stop by to the Buy Sound section and bag up with me. Check out Bag Up. We will see you on the next one.